if you missed the big announcement last week about next year's study, hopefully you've already heard by now that all classes in CBS will be studying the book of Psalms in celebration of the 50-year anniversary of CBS. Registration for current class members only opens today at noon, and you can get there using the Everything link. There are some important changes to this year's registration process, so lean in now and pay close attention. Here's Marcy with more information.
Out of necessity, we're doing something different this year with registration for those of you who want your children to participate in our Next Gen programs. Our Children's Director and our Next Gen Director are stepping down, although thankfully, they'll still be serving with us as children's teachers. I'm so grateful for that because both of them are amazing with the children. And I'm thankful that all of our children's teachers intend to return next year. These women are wonderful. They consistently bring creativity, caring, and excellence into the classroom. So we have wonderful children's teachers in place, but we need a children's director, a youth director, and a Next Gen Director to shepherd the ladies serving in this ministry. They need and deserve that support. In addition to needing these leaders roles filled, we still need a few more teachers to have a full roster for Next Gen. Plus, we need some all-around subs to cover when people are out. This current year, we've had a skeleton crew in comparison to the number of children that we're serving. I don't regret that decision because every child who has walked through these doors has belonged here this year. But having a bare bones crew has been challenging. That meant we were heavily dependent upon our love ladies. I'm so grateful to all of you who served in that capacity. But if we were short on love ladies, say no one signed up from a core group or someone had to cancel, no shame here. Life happens. I get it. But those normal, just part of life situations put our Next Gen volunteers in a bind. People would call in and we'd be scrambling. And that's just too stressful for my volunteers to have to deal with week after week. And it persisted even when we added people. We'd add someone new to the team and someone else would have to leave because of their life situation changing. We even paid a nanny service to take care of the toddlers, which has been expensive. We have to honor state and ministry guidelines on student-teacher ratios, not to mention what we believe we need to keep things running smoothly in the classrooms. And week after week, we've been able to do it, and our team has done it very well, but it's been stressful for our Next Gen leaders and teachers. I don't want this situation to happen again. As much as we yearn to take every child off the wait list so they and their mamas can participate in our Bible study, I don't want to overcommit for next year and repeat this year's dynamics. It's not fair to my volunteers, and I would certainly never want to do anything to compromise the safety of our children or the quality of our program. Therefore, we are not confirming any Next Gen registrations until we have enough leaders, teachers, and subs in place. I encourage you to register as soon as you can so your registration is time-stamped in the order it's received. We will fill all of our slots in a first-come, first-served basis. I trust the Lord to provide enough leaders to fit His plans. Once we discern that, we will add however many children we can accommodate in the order in which their registrations were received. If we don't find enough leaders and teachers, we will have to take fewer children. I'm not going to overwhelm the wonderful women serving in this ministry. Once we have our leaders in place, we'll hopefully have the capacity for a full Next Gen ministry. Maybe we'll even grow. Our aim is to make a decision in July for a couple of reasons. First, our servants team is taking off the month of June. We're volunteers as well. We've been working hard this year and my team needs a break. Also, during that time, we will be prayerfully seeking the Lord for His called leaders and having those conversations. By July, we intend to make our decisions. At that time, we will reach out to our class participants to let you know. So, I ask that if you or someone else from the servants team calls you and asks you to pray about serving, I hope you'll sincerely commit the matter to prayer to see if the Lord is calling you. Some of our teachers have professional backgrounds far removed from children's ministries, but they answered the call to serve and they've been phenomenal. I remember Rachel all but said no, but she committed it to prayer and the Lord called her to serve. She was a children's teacher, then a youth director, and that paved the way for her to become our ATD. Sometimes we've had people serve in Next Gen for a season, and in that it's been time that the Lord has prepared them for the next thing, whether that's been here in our ministry or something in another area of their lives that God was preparing them for. And I love that. I love that our ministry can be a part of equipping someone for the next thing God is calling them to do. Something I want to clarify with y'all about these called positions. Our leaders, children's teachers, and all-around subs don't miss out on core group time. We have a leaders council every Wednesday morning. We go over the study questions together just like everyone else does in core group. It's a rich discussion every week, in addition to praying together and participating in leadership development. It looks a little bit different than what you experience in class, but you still get to enjoy everything you love about the CBS class experience. So I'm asking our class to pray. Please pray for the women that God is calling to these roles. Please ask God to give us wisdom as we make decisions for the ministry. Our hearts are to share God's word with every woman, child, and teen that we can reach. We're hoping we can maintain our numbers or even grow, but we must follow Him in His timing. We're not going to make our plans and ask Him to bless them. We're going to seek His plans, His called leaders, and adjust our plans accordingly in confidence that He will provide everyone and everything we need to fulfill His will. So before we accept any Next Gen registrations, we're going to seek the Lord and wait on Him. It's better for us to wait on the Lord than to wish that we had.
Thanks, Marcy. We're all pumped about next year's study and expectant about how God will provide more leaders for our class. He has never failed us yet. Thank you for joining us in prayer for His called leaders. And I know that was a lot of information to process. Remember that you can always revisit class news in Fisher. And that's it for this week's class news. I'll see you guys next week.